It finally stopped. I don't know why it was repeating. It wasn't supposed to. It wasn't showing that it was still going. Hopefully sound is okay. It's showing that the sound is okay. Welcome to LOCKBEARD Phenomena. Number 111. National Reptile Awareness Day. I knew that one might bring Mr. Lee out of the shadows. Mr. Lee, if you can't say in the chat, email me. What's going on, man? You've been drinking the blood of the unborn? Or, I mean, what's going on? Are you getting some trouble? They stake you through the heart? What's going on? Bigfoot take advantage of you and you've been quivering in a basement in shame? What's going on? It is Saturday, October 21st, 2023. Let me bring the chat up here. Come on. There we go. That'll work. That'll work. So, looks like Icon was first step in here. He says, no, it's sad turd all day. I have to sit around like a sad turd all day because it's raining out. Fortunately, there's fresh, giant, soft pretzels from the Amish store to take away the agony. Oh, yeah, and the show here, that helps too. Thanks for coming, Icon. He says, Halito Achaeos. Achaeos is the name that he first knew me by over in the chats over at Ken Wheeler's channel. That's the Eternus Empire name of myself. Icon says, well, that was exceptionally disappointing. It wasn't the pretzel, it was lies. It's just bread twisted into a giant pretzel shape with some salt on it. Not even an egg wash. Horrible, man. Icon says the bread even sucked. It's like potato bread minus the flavor. Yuck. Angel's here. Welcome. And, oh, the chat jumped on me. Hold on a second. Mr. Lee. Mr. Lee's here. Welcome, Mr. Lee. Finally seeing you back around. That's good. Old Soldier's here. Welcome. Gary Johnson is here. Welcome. Says, oh, yeah, well, the one and only, which is me. Gary Triple A's, man. Says, Mr. Lee, can't hear you. Yeah, I know. It was messed up at first there. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Why does the chat keep jumping on me? Okay. Should be able to control it now. Mr. Lee says, I am back. Do not fear. I hope so. Icon says, Mr. Lee has probably been out stealing tart cards again. Angel says, Mr. Lee, I was beginning to think the UFOs took off with you. Don't tell anyone. Yeah, we need to know about your UFO stuff, man. Yeah, I thought the reptilians might bring Mr. Lee out. Mr. Lee is convinced the reptilians are real. Obviously, Reptile Awareness Day isn't really about the reptilians, but what if it is? What if it's, what if they're being sneaky? What if it's code? Somebody's trying to tell us something. Now, I don't think the reptilians are real, but there would have to be some stupendously extraordinary circumstances for the reptilians to be real. Uh, Reptilians, as in a humanoid race of human-shaped race of reptiles that are not just shaped like humans, but also intelligent. I mean, you're starting to stack it, extremely unlikely scenarios on top of each other, getting you to an exceptionally, extraordinarily unlikely scenario. So, unfortunately, yeah, it'd be cool if there was, man. That would be so cool if there was. And if I lived for millions of years, I would probably create something. It would take a while to create something like that through selective breeding, but it could be done. I would do it just for fun, just because, I'm gonna make something to make the world more interesting. Boom. Let's make a humanoid reptile, intelligence reptile, to mix things up. Donald has arrived. Welcome, Donald. He says the knucklehead finally stopped gluing himself to vegetable oil tanks. Yeah, that was goofy, wasn't it? Donald says Reptile Man was shot by a goof in his front yard, but has no proof. That wouldn't happen to be Volt, would it? um, yeah, it's such an extraordinarily implausible situation that I can't even. It's really hard to even to give it any kind of consideration. It's less likely than Dogman, and Dogman's completely unlikely to be a thing. Um, for reasons I hope everybody understands. I mean, unfortunately, most people don't have a lot of education in evolutionary biology, genetics, geology, specifically the fossil record. These things, if you got education in all these realms, which I do, um, it's a completely new perspective on all kinds of stuff, including this. And so I hope people look. I'm not trying to brag that I have all this knowledge. I'm just saying that I do, because it's just I had all these scientific interest and studied these things in college and beyond. And so my assessment of these things, my opinions of these things should be given far greater consideration than most people who don't have any education. They're saying, "Oh, I saw this thing," like I saw. It was like a photograph of what someone was trying to claim was a minotaur. A minotaur, and it looked almost. It could have been. I mean, it could have been a goat, because if you have goats, you know what they do. They stand up and they'll stand up on their hind legs, put their legs on a tree, and it can be a pretty narrow tree, and I'll push it down. And if you're looking at them just right, you might think, "Oh, look, there's an upright goat. It's Goat Man." It's not Goat Man. It's just a goat. So, I wonder if I could find that photograph. Y'all might have seen it sometime. Um, Hold on a second. going to be able to find this. I don't know. Well, maybe not. Nope, I found it. And of course it's got a, see if I can get it on the screen there. Of course it's got a red circle around it. Boom, there we go. Get a closer look. I mean, you could have a guy in a hairy suit there with a freaking goat's head, wearing a goat's head. Or it could just be a goat leaning up against something. I don't know. There's no goat man, okay? There isn't no goat man. But people actually buy into this stuff. People actually buy into goat man and stuff. Icon says, yes, Mr. Lee. FJB has those narrow set beady lizard type eyes. It's common amongst the super criminals. Donald says, funny all these cryptids he shot, but he can't bring one piece of irrefutable evidence. Yeah, and Donald is referring there to Vaults of Nightmares. I guess we're going to end up having a few words about this, where Vault's made a lot of absolutely ridiculous claims in the past and told a lot of lies. What's his real name? James Tucker, I believe. And he was kind of in bed with the likes of Dark Waters, DDoS, those type of basically criminals in the Bigfoot cryptid community, paranormal community. Guys that figured out that what they need to do is come in, act like they're all goody. Look how Christian I am. preach. Look how Christian I am. Look, you're very to the level of it's if he's really a Christian, he's being extraordinarily prideful about it. Like, to me, if you almost don't want to talk about your religion because you don't want to brag that you're Christian, right? It's prideful. It's a sinful behavior. And these guys, they do this. It's almost like a battle of who's the better Christian, who's the real Christian. Blah blah blah. Shut the fuck up. Okay, stop it. Number one, I don't care. I don't care what religion you are, as long as you don't jack with me. And just because you claim you're Christian doesn't automatically mean you are clean. Doesn't mean you're sinful. In fact, I remember from being a Christian back in the day that one of the things that you must acknowledge as a Christian is that you are a sinner. And I, as an atheist, acknowledge that everyone is a sinner. Everybody does something wrong. Sooner or later, even if you're trying to be good, half the time you'll accidentally do something wrong. So anyway, Mr. James Tucker, Vault of Nightmares, got in bed with all these yahoos. And, lied and conducted attacks against our channels, reporting videos. Somebody reported my email account, one of my Proton email account. Got my email account shut down. It could, I don't know if it was Vault or one of the other guys, but Vault was involved with this bullshit where they can't just make videos talking shit about me all you want. I want you to. I want you to have that freedom of expression and make those videos, say whatever you want, because I'm going to, you're going to, everybody needs to do that. But you don't attack someone's channel and try to have their videos taken down just because they don't like you and they disagree with you, or even if they're flat out talking shit about you, or even if they're lying about you. This is free expression. If someone's lying about you, just tell people what the truth is, and the truth sets you free, right? People either figure out what the truth is or not, and leave it at that. But these people attack my channel, and they, now YouTube does a good enough job of taking my channels away and shutting down my Google accounts on their own. However, these guys were reporting videos and helping it along. And in the process, it's really hurt, because I had a lot more subscribers. I had some donors that were actually helping me keep this thing going. I still have some of you, but the bulk of the money is gone. I was barely edging into profitable some months to where I could actually expand, get proper equipment, and actually be able to go do some investigations and film that. And because right now I'm limited to my immediate area if I film anything in the woods. And I don't think there's anything going on here. So, but now apparently, Vaults of Nightmares, James Tucker, is supposedly turned over a new leaf, because he got, basically supposedly he got into he's had a falling out with the DDoS Dark Waters crew, blah 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 blah. And I guess since then there's been an apology from Vault, blah blah blah. I don't know what the hell's going on, but it feels like, because he's lied about so much, everything could be a lie. The whole fight could be a lie to draw attention, to draw viewers. People want to watch the train wreck, right? People want to be rubbernecking, on a car wreck. People like this drama, and these are just the kind of guys, I think, that would purposely fake drama to get views. So I'm not buying it. He can sit there and act like he is turning over a new leaf all he wants. I'm not buying it. I'm not biting. And of course I really haven't mentioned yet the violent threats, thinly veiled violent threats. Video of him holding a weapon, implying that he's going to blow someone away. And he got away with that on YouTube. And he thinks he can just apologize for that. He was terrorizing people, just like D does and just like Dark Waters does, terrorizing people on YouTube that they see as competitors or whatever, or someone who dared to contradict them or dared to say something about them. They're terrorizing people on YouTube, or trying to. They tried to with me. DDoS sent a stupid cease and desist letter, which wasn't a real cease and desist letter, and tried to and falsely claimed that he did this with his lawyer, and he had contacted the police. And as far as I know, I have had no police call me, and there was no lawyer's name on the letter. And when I asked him the name of his lawyer so I could give it in the contact for his lawyer to give it to my lawyer, he went silence, radio silence. Why? Because there was no fucking lawyer involved. Excuse my French. I'm trying to ease up on the cussing, all right? I know. Trying. So anyway, such a big cluster with these guys. I'm not buying it. They can try and say they're turning over a new leaf all day, and I don't believe it. I don't believe them. And also, as I've tried to tell a few people, life has taught me that forgiveness allows bad people to hurt you again, to take advantage of you again. right? Fool me. It's the whole. I don't do turn the other cheek. Screw that. I do the saying, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. That means you do not forgive someone if they screw you over once, because they will do it again. Not all of them, but some will. Therefore, it is good practice. Do not forgive anyone. If someone screws you over once, you do not give them another opportunity to do so, ever. Ever. And you'll be fine. And maybe this makes you a little bit of an asshole. I've been told I'm an asshole. um, but maybe it's certainly not what what Christians would say you should do. And hey, they can do what they want. They can do what they want. That's their business. I'm not trying to proselytize to them. I'm just saying this is the way I live. This is the way I think people should live, because you will get screwed over again if you forgive people. They say forgive, but don't forget. Like I'm like, no. Take it a step forward, further than that. Don't just not forget. Do not forgive. Do not forgive. That may not be right for you, but I'm saying you should not forgive. If you're going to be like me, right? Because I mean, they can Vault could apologize to me, I guess, but that's not going to undo the damage he's done to me over this last 2 years, year and a half. The damage he's done to the channel, slowed down this whole operation, the investigation and research into things, just that I was trying to spin up, never happened. Growing the YouTube channel, and then part of that was just the state of the world right now with all the lies and the attacks on misinformation. Just straight up Nat Z Germany crap that's been going on in all of our countries, and it is that Adolf crap. I was watching some clips from Babylon 5. I don't know if any of you know watched Babylon 5 back in the day. Babylon 5 basically had a lot of this crap happening. The warnings are always there. Like they had people, they were talking about misinformation. When did Babylon 5 air? Years ago. And they were talking about misinformation, like we need you to listen and make sure if anyone says anything that could indicate that they're disloyal, blah blah blah. And it's all the same stuff. And the whole story was about how there was this Nazi Germany crap going on in the Babylon 5 universe. And it happens in all kinds of storylines. A lot of them in sci-fi is the ones I'm aware of, because I'm a big sci-fi person. But and we just had it happen. Now I've been kind of closing myself off a little bit to politics lately because it's overwhelming. I'm sitting here, I'm helpless, I can't do anything about it. If I talk to people about it and say what I honestly think, and YouTube will take my channel down, I got to be careful what I say. So I've kind of been isolating myself about it. I mean, I'm hearing things, but I do not watch the news. I haven't had TV for years, and I do think everybody should get rid of your damn TVs. But yeah, so let me catch up in the chat here. get it back on the screen. And make sure it is on the screen. Okay. Where was I? Donald says, funny, all these cryptids he shot and can't bring one piece of irrefutable evidence. Yep. Icon says, good possibility Miss Lee may even be a dragon lady. Donald says, that's the one Miss Lee's been chasing. Icon says, it looks like a bear with a big ears wearing headphones. It may be a Koss headphones billboard. Mr. Lee says, Donald, yes, I have been trying to catch the lady in the act. Donald says, make sure you're done by 9:15. He's telling his BS with supposed witnesses. Well, definitely be done by 9:15. Or I'll be done by 8:15 Central Time. Hopefully, I'm trying to keep it to the 2 hours, partly because of the limited time, and then partly because it was the original plan was to keep it as a 2-hour live stream, or I should say 1 hour 55-minute live stream, and then get other live streams going on. Probably not the LOCKBEARD channel. Probably the other channel that will be coming. And I mean, I'll go ahead and reveal. Like, I'm hesitant to reveal too much about what I'm trying to do. I think, Donald, that you know more than pretty much everybody at this point, and that's not very much, but you do. But yeah, I'm the only one that sees the wires up to. That could be headphones. But yeah, back to the 9:15 thing. Is he going to be on someone else's show, or is he doing this on his own channel or something? I mean, I ain't watching. I cannot listen to the guy. I cannot listen to the guy. He's pissed me off so much that even if he was halfway enjoyable to listen to, I wouldn't want to listen to him. Cindy's here. Welcome. Cindy says, I am. Icon says, that bear be jamming Tupac and looking for coca. The cocaine bear. Cindy says, I'm sinful. Icon says, yay, I'm a sinner. Yeah, we all do something wrong sooner or later, I'm sure. Donald says, Vault was a heavy pagan worshiper. Now he's a saved Christian, I think. Yeah, this is the thing. Look, a lot of Christians, you guys have got to understand. There are people that will lie their ass off to you to get your favor, to get you to fill the offering plate. Yeah, I'm talking about a lot of preachers. I bet half the preachers in the goddamn world do not actually believe shit that's in the Bible. They just figured out that giving a book report over the same book every Sunday is just an easy way to make money. They don't really have to do any strenuous work. They just read some verses and beat on a podium a little bit. I'm sure that I'm not saying that some pastors, some preachers, yeah, they're real believers, blah blah blah. But I guarantee you got a bunch of them out there that don't believe shit, and they're lying. And especially the really big mega church people, right? You're look at what's that guy Olstein? Yeah, I don't believe that guy for a second. That guy's a lying ass scamming. I'm telling you, that guy is full of shit. You know, when Katrina happened and they didn't utilize the church to help any of the victims of Katrina, that showed you what they're about. You look, if you got a major disaster near your church, especially if you got a gigantic church like that and you're a millionaire, you help those people. See, he didn't. Because Olstein's not really a Christian. Guaranteed he's not really a Christian. He's making the rest of you look bad, though. The ones of y'all that are giving him money, and he's making you're because you don't see it. You don't want to believe it. Someone just all they have to do is say, "Hey, I'm a great Christian," and you just believe them. Well, you can't just believe everybody. There's people that will lie about being a Christian. So, and I don't know if Fault is one of those. Maybe he really has become a Christian. I don't know that for a fact, but be wary. There's a no matter where the niche is, there's someone there with a scam. There's always someone there with a scam. Mr. Lee says it wasn't me. Wasn't me. Cindy says, I like you a little bit, Lockbeard. You know when I don't. Vault is a joke. There's bigger fish to fry out there. Troy says, who? I don't know. Mr. Lee says, Troy. Whoops. The damn chat jumped on me. Stop jumping. I hate the way the chat works. Well, dang, how far behind am I? Here we go. Troy Heyman, Dark Waters. Hello, people. Cindy says he's a clusterfuck. That's my mantra. Most. Cindy says, but I forget people. I just don't forget ever. Danny says, me too. I'm definitely an asshole. There's Danny. Caught your tribute to Joe. Not live, but yeah. So for those, can I pull? Maybe I should try to pull. I need to pull it up anyway. Hold on, I'll pull it up in a little bit. Maybe. Hold on. Let me catch up in chat first. Troy says, my middle name. I forgive. I won't forget. No second chances every time. I used to like Dark Waters, says Troy. Mr. Lee says, I can't see Vault apologizing. Yeah. Cindy says, Dark Waters, Vault are just grifters. Danny says, F Vault, nest a bit. Huh? Nest a bit? I don't understand. Mr. Lee blowing a kiss to Danny. Danny says greetings to Mr. Lee and gives him the stinker. What? Can we super sticker yet? Says Troy. No, this channel this channel's basically brand new. This is only the third time I've had a live stream on the channel since I had to start all over again. Over on Rumble, which I'm not live on Rumble because the money's so tight. I had to downgrade off the paid version of StreamYard, so I can't live stream to both Rumble and YouTube. I can only live stream to one. But on Rumble, you can make donations if you want to make donation, or look in the description of the videos, and there's a PayPal link or a Cash App link. I'll take any help I can get. It's been hard times, I tell you. Angel says you are not missing much, not by watching the news. Yeah. Well, they twist everything. They spin it. It's funny how you remember O'Reilly says this is a no spin zone. It's like, yeah, you're basically telling me you're going to spin the shit out of this. If you have to say it's a no spin zone, yeah, it's a spin zone. I mean, I used to like watching O'Reilly get all red and blotchy in the face, and Donald says news on mainstream media is nothing to watch. Yeah. Danny says Mr. Lee crap is the only one I know that the aliens refused to anal probe. What in the hell? Donald Angel says, Donald, I turn on the local news for the weather, and half the time that is wrong. Yeah. Well, it's hard to really predict that very accurately. Danny says Mr. Lee is so elusive that Bigfoot reported seeing him. Yeah, there's been some Mr. Lee sightings reported in England, man. Apparently he's been seen chasing Bigfoot. Mr. Lee says, Dan, I always keep my back to the wall in large groups. Troy says, use YouTube to advertise 30 minutes, then Rumble the shit talking. Yeah. Well, and so, I mean, my plan at this point is just to try to keep LOCKBEARD Phenomena really, really clean. As clean as I can. It's going to take some practice because the cuss words just come naturally. And then if I do a random live, either I do it on Rumble instead, or I try to keep it clean and do it on YouTube. Now, once the live stream is recorded on YouTube, it gets automatically copied over to Rumble through the syncing function. So you don't see it live on Rumble, but it still ends up on Rumble. So this live stream will be on both. Now, right now, I don't know what's going on with Rumble's. It's the syncing. It says it's pending on the previous 2 live streams that I've done on the new channel now. It says they're pending. So I don't know what's the hang up. It's been because at this point, one of those live streams has been pending for 2 weeks, and it didn't used to take 2 weeks. It used to take maybe a couple days at worst. So, but hopefully everything syncs over like it's supposed to. And so it all ends up on Rumble still. But yeah, if I have something that is going to be talking about something that YouTube is censoring because they're Nazis, then yeah, I'll do that over on Rumble. Donald says John Bell's new channel, I think. Oh, that's that where Bolt's going to be at? Yeah, John Bell. Then he says, Mr. Lee, are you Jewish? That may be a good idea. Danny says, what, too early? That's funny. What? You're not Jewish? Yeah, Mr. Lee is English. Oh, the chat jumped on me again. Donald says, supposed to be 9:15 Troy Eastern. Troy says, I'm on the fence with Joel Osteen. Man, well, look at the shit-eating grin he's got on his face. You can just see it on his face, that smile on his face. Like, I can't believe these people are buying this shit. Then he says, there are some folks that definitely use the Bible to make money. Yep. Yeah, because Christians want to believe, they want so badly to believe that this person's, if someone says something they like about the Bible, they automatically want to defend them, right? Like if I say something bad about Joel Osteen, there's going to be a bunch of Christians get pissed off at me. I must be an asshole. I hate Christians. No. Joel Osteen is a scamming your ass, and he's telling you what you want to hear. And you just automatically defend the guy when he's probably, just a straight up atheist or something, for all you know. He's just raking it in up there, man. Mega church in it. Troy says, I didn't want to believe it. Mr. Lee says, Scotland is underwater. Well, stop holding them underwater, Mr. Lee. Danny says, Lee, you say that like it's a bad thing. Troy says, I unsubbed from Woman Beater because he bad talked him I kind of believe his explanation on Joel now. I'll give him that. Lee has a channel. Does Lee have a channel finally? I have to see what's going on with that. Cindy says, rest in peace, Joe. Yeah. Mr. Lee says, Joe, I will miss a lot. Icon says, oh, yeah, rest in peace, Joe. Danny says, you know, you hit the top when the beard of knowledge watches your stuff. No. No. Oh, my gosh. Let's see. Checking out Mr. Lee's. What we got going on over here, Mr. Lee? You still got that same bandana on. Let's get a closer look at this here. That's the Mr. Lee 3PO channel. When did you start having a channel, Mr. Lee? Come on. Well, that's not. I have technical difficulties all over the place. Looks like Mr. Lee. Oh, yeah. He had the English Bigfoot report. So just 4 videos so far. Because I've seen these. Your trailers, your English Bigfoot trailers. And the crows are coming to get you again. Them crows aren't coming to get you. They just want food. Make friends with them, Mr. Lee. So there's Mr. Lee's channel. He's got a whole 4 videos and 84 subscribers. Whoa. Sasquatch Massacre. I think we looked at this one a while back, didn't we? I think we did. Mr. Lee's Sasquatch Massacre. Mr. Lee. Angel says, Mr. Lee, I think we've all missed Joe. The Harbinger report. I don't know what that is. Angel, we all will. Cindy says both sides pretty much spin each other's camps. Mr. Lee says Mary Poppins did see me once. Cindy says, hello, Mr. Lee. Cindy says, Mr. Lee, you make awesome videos. Mr. Lee says, your memory is shot to shit, Lockbeard. I haven't been gone that long. You've been gone a little bit. Got to hit all notifications. Oh, yeah. Well, we'll hear in a little bit. Most excellent, Mr. Lee. It is me. It is me. Why don't you have that updated picture on the on your profile or your what do they call it? Your icon there by your name. Maybe this picture. Yo. I still got Donald's comment up. That's what sucks about having to go over to other tabs and not be. It's hard to see what all is going on. You have to always go back to StreamYard. Is that scaring the icon? Let me see. Let me pull up the TV guide. It still needs work. You guys grab the link in the description of my videos, most recent videos, because the old link apparently wasn't working. It'll link to the to the Lockbeard's YouTube Paranormal TV Guide. So, which is this? Let me make it bigger. Make it much more bigger. Yes. Which is this? So I try to keep it fairly well updated. The issue here is that there's 30 less live streams roughly listed now, because a bunch of live streams have just disappeared, gone away, discontinued, canceled, whatever. So so since Daily Dan is here, we will look at his entry. Why is this thing so spastic? He's the blue entry at the top there, the Daily Dan blog channel. Channel name is the Daily Dan blog. And he's got 2 live streams, 13 o'clock live with Daily Dan, which is 12 a.m. Sunday. So it's the first minute of Sunday Central Time, or at the very end of Saturday night Central Time. So it's 1 a.m. Eastern Time. So I think that's where his 13 comes from. And then he has the Witching Hour, which is Tuesdays at 11 p.m. Central Time. So you just need to convert it to convert it to whatever time zone you're in. Why is this thing so spastic? Jeez. So Mr. Lee, that'll be 5 a.m. Tuesday for you, I believe. And then on each of these, this thing needs to hold steady. If you go over to the far column, the link to their live stream page on their YouTube channel is there. And so yeah, and so if you bookmark the link to the TV guide here, then you'll always have, if you use the link, you'll always have the updated version of the TV guide. So if I update this right now, this will change right before your eyes. Like if you click the link over, it'll change. But a lot of these, they shouldn't be here. Like the Lost Cryptids Conservatory is no longer a weekly show. You're not going to reliably find him on Wednesday and Thursday nights. And even before, he couldn't seem to pick a time, 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock. I couldn't get a time settled. So, I went ahead and put on there trying to, hopefully, and because here's the thing, I encourage anyone with a live stream, pick a specific time so that people get used to your live stream being on at that time every week on the same day. This is for your benefit, okay? So if you look at a show like the green one at the top, the Cryptaholic, I watch it but it's hard to keep it in mind because it's bi-weekly. You see right there, Wednesday 7 p.m. Central Time, bi-weekly. They're not on every week. And so when you go over to their chat, there's like nobody there. I might be there and maybe one other sometimes. And I think that's because by my observations of how they, what's going on here and how humans behave, they're not on every week. So people don't get used to it. So like people might think, oh shit, I'm going to show up. It's Wednesday at 7 p.m. I'm going to show up and watch Cryptaholic show. And they click over there and you're not live. So they're like, well, I guess they're not on every Wednesday. It's hard for people to keep track. Is it this Wednesday? Is it next Wednesday? It really messes people up. You need to do it every Wednesday. And then another thing that's a problem for their live stream is it's only 1 hour. That, from my observations, seems to be a killer as far as getting and maintaining viewers, because you need to do that. If you're gonna have a live stream, the purpose of having a live stream, because you could just upload it as a video. The purpose of having a live stream is to attract those people who like to watch a live stream. They want to watch it live. They want to be in the chat. They want to talk to people what's going on the screen. And ideally, they want to be able to have some kind of chance to ask the host a question, ask the guest a question, to participate to some degree. That's the whole point in the live stream. If you're not going to do that, because some of these live streams, they really don't talk to their chat at all. And it hurts their viewership. I guarantee it hurts their viewership. So, I'm not trying to criticize these people. I'm just saying this is something that you would want to change if you want to increase your viewership. 1 hour live stream doesn't work very well. 2 hours, it's on long enough. It's just something that there's a time. There's just an ideal length of live stream. and it seems to be 2 hours. 1 hour is just too short. It's kind of rare that a show does too extremely well if it's only 1 hour. Squatch America is only 1 hour, and they actually do manage to keep some viewership there. I would say the same thing to them. Increase it to 2 hours. They got it every week. Where are they at? As many of you know, I always watch Squatch America. I like Squatch America. Scott and Handa is cool. I got Squatch America in pink right there. And it is, let me scroll over here. This thing is so dang spastic all of a sudden. I don't know why. Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Central Time, 7 to 8. So it's only 1 hour, and I think that they should extend it to 2 hours. And I think a lot of the people that view live streams would agree. They I don't know. Put your opinion in the chat on that length of live stream. Because 1 hour, it's like it's done before you know it. Because 1 hour goes like that. 2 hours for a lot of people seems to be a little short. They don't want to stop. They want to keep on going. So, but beyond 2 hours, you start having people drop off. So 2 hours seems to be a pretty kind of in a sweet spot, in the zone of a sweet spot. I don't know. I mean, this is based on my rough observations. I don't know what the actual. So surely someone out there is statistically analyzing this crap and have some more solid data than just Lockbeard's observations. But this is what I think I'm observing. So, yeah. I wonder if there's. Why is this like this? This has become so spastic to control all of a sudden. I don't know what the deal is. Let me jump back over. Well, let me check StreamYard, make sure everything's working fine. All right. Where was I in the chat? Here we go. Troy says, one way to get to 500 is put subscribers only chat. Why is that? Why would so you're saying I should never yeah, you're probably right there. You're probably right. Because there's been times when I gotten on someone's live stream and you could not chat, and I wanted to say something to somebody unless you subscribe, and I wasn't going to subscribe because their shit wasn't that good. Or at least it didn't interest me enough to yeah. You do watch Dan's channel. Troy says the no bullshit zone. Yeah, the no bullshit zone. The no spin zone. Mr. Lee says Mr. Pat used to be every Saturday. What happened to him? Every Friday. I don't know exactly why he doesn't go every Friday. I think I sense that there may be a little bit of disillusionment with everything. Maybe some degree of run out of things to really say about it, because he said what he really wants to say. Not guests aren't too easy to come by. Catching a lot of shit from people, some of it undeserved. Um, there could be, I don't know. I'm just trying my best to assess the situation. I'm not really sure, but it could be that his work schedule interferes a lot. Um, I don't know, but I kind of have an idea of trying to work on a way these shows that have fallen off that stay on the logical side of things to try and get them back. So I don't know. I don't know if Squatch Talk is potentially salvageable in the future. I don't know if Pat would even want to do it on a regular basis again. Um, a lot of people don't realize there's a lot more that kind of goes into all this than just turn on the camera. So, um, so yeah, I don't know. I don't know, Miss Shirley. I don't know why. Um, I was asking someone earlier, like, what about something to Sasquatch about? Why isn't Sean live streaming weekly anymore? I would like to see that happen again. I think a lot of people would like to see that happen again. Um, so I'm hoping some people volunteer that want to help me with some stuff, um, to try and make some stuff happen. But because just so limited time, and time is money, and I got a ton of stuff to do, and there's just not enough money coming in, and justifying being on YouTube, which cost me money. It cost me money to be on here right now. There are people making donations, but it's not covering everything. And like I said, like StreamYard, I had to downgrade StreamYard, which is kind of creating a problem for me, because I think it's better to just live stream to both Rumble and YouTube. I think. I'm not sure though. I'm not sure. It's better for some in some ways, and it's worse. There's problem. It takes more. There's more doing to it. It takes more time to get this live stream set up, and it's just annoying. But yeah, I would like to get this thing rolling a little better. I think I shouldn't try to go for more live streams a week myself. What I need to be trying to work towards is being able to have the money and the time to actually do my own investigation of paranormal stuff. I mean, that's an issue. People think, well, you just do it. And I'm like, no, you don't understand. You don't understand. Time is money for one, and then it costs money. You just having the gas money to get the places, I don't got. I don't got it. And if I don't got it, I can't go. Okay. And I mean, if you want to keep relying on people, you know, Bigfoot hunters out beating on a tree, and ghost hunters doing their goofy stuff they do on TV shows, and spirit box nonsense, and any of that crap they do. I mean, go ahead, but it's I'm tired of that stuff, right? I don't watch that stuff. I haven't watched it for years because it's the same old bullshit. We're just gonna, they're not. Part of the problem with, like, in the ghost hunting realm is I'm telling you, it reminds me of the Blade movie, right? Where they tried to come up with a scientific explanation for vampires, but then some magical crazy shit happens over here with that doesn't have a scientific explanation, right? Some crazy shit happens that don't make any sense scientifically. Well, pick one. You pick one. Reality is one or the other, right? So anything that seems magical to you, there's actually a scientific explanation. The universe is completely scientifically explainable and pretty much has been explained. But most people don't know that. Most people aren't going to they don't got the interest in learning the nuts and bolts of how the universe functions that would make them sit down and pay attention long enough to truly understand how it all works. But if you go into ghost hunting completely believing it's a magical thing, or dabbling with science but also still having a magical component to it, instead of going in with the understanding that the entire thing is scientifically explainable, even if you don't yet understand all the science. People going into Bigfoot with the ridiculous ways of approaching it. I mean, if you're just having fun, fine, but you do not go on a camping trip and then catch Bigfoot. Okay, that's not how that works. So yeah. Angel says, Mr. Lee, been a long time since he was on regularly. Yeah. And we need to get people back like Pat and Sean, because I mean, we're losing them one after another, these live streams, and there's never been enough people on the logical side of things. Humans are creatures of habit. Yes, you want to get them in the habit. I'm sure for a couple people, it's Lockbeard's on 6 p.m. Central Time on Saturday. Period. Every Saturday. There's been some times where I've had to alter that, and I hate doing that because it messes the whole deal up, right? That we just explained. And so that's why I need better facility to work in. Okay, the heat is not working. For the computer, like, shuts down. It'll turn completely off on me, and if I keep doing that to the computer's going to break, and then there will be no live stream, because I can't afford to buy another computer. Okay, I can't. So something's got to give. Troy says, and a worm line. Icon says, I thought about live streaming and then remembered, oh yeah, I don't talk on my channel. Call in and battle it out. Mr. Lee says, where is Raptor Crazy? LIB hid him on Moog's show. Since then, I haven't seen him. Yeah. I don't know, Mr. Lee. You might be one of the few people that can maybe rattle Moogs a little bit and explain to him that LIB is a snake in the grass. He's full of shit. He lies. He fabricates evidence. He's bullshit. And Moogs needs to disassociate himself with LIB. I peek in every so often, or usually what I see is just the icon, because YouTube shows it to me, and I can see a snapshot of the live stream as it's happening. And I see LIB on there way too often. LIB is bullshit into stuff. He's a liar, and he steals pictures. He's bad news. So somebody needs to rattle Moogs, because I know Moogs ain't gonna listen to me. Moogs has made 2 live streams bitching at me, and wrongfully so. But forget that. I don't care. He can be mad at me all he wants. I was right. And I wasn't attacking people. I was just saying what the truth was. If people don't want the truth, that's a funny thing. You tell people the truth and get pissed at you. Well, if you'd rather, who's a better friend to you? Someone that'll lie to you because it's just they know you just want to hear that and lie, or someone that'll tell you the truth so that the truth will get you to the answer of things, to the truth of things. Do you want the truth, or do you want someone's going to lie to you? Who's the better friend? Who's the better friend to you? The one that tells you the truth, or the one that'll lie to you just because, to spare your feelings or whatever? And it's not helping you to lie to you. It keeps you in a place of ignorance and never solving problems. You need the truth. And the truth in this case is LIB is bad news. Bad news. We've been over this. How's anyone still allowing this guy anywhere near? I mean, I understand the illogical side. I mean, I don't know if why am I even trying to help Mogs right now? He wants to make 2 videos, him and then Nikki was in on that one, and y'all been out of shape because I called it as a saw it, and as many of you saw too, the truth of the thing. And if you acknowledge that you could be fooled, you could be mistaken, the circumstances were such that you thought you encountered something or saw something that wasn't what you thought it was. If you can realize this and understand this and be open to hearing someone like me explain to you how you were mistaken, then the next time you are out there in the middle of nowhere and you think you're seeing something, supernatural, and you think back, so, well, I've been fooled before because I was mistaken. Maybe there's some things I can think of to do to try and prove whether I'm seeing what I think I'm seeing or not. Basically, what I was telling you all about the Rimmer situation was stuff to help you immunize yourself a little more securely against being mistaken or tricked or fooled or hoaxed in the future. I'm trying to help you. I'm not trying to attack the 3 people that were out there. I'm not trying to attack them unless one of them is guilty of hoaxing themselves, which I think someone suggested that somewhere, but whatever. Apparently I'm an asshole for that, because as if I'm not on the side of things where it's my goal to get it where people cannot, or I mean, you can always still be fooled, but make it less likely that you can be mistaken about what you're seeing. More likely that you are able to accurately perceive what is there. Because if you start thinking you're looking at demons and angels and aliens and all, when it's not really demons, angels, and aliens, then you're going to go around telling that story as if it's a fact when it's not, and you're never going to get closer to the truth as a result. So I want the truth, and I think many of you also want the truth. So this is how we do it. We gotta get past the mistaken interpretations of things that we see. We gotta get past the pareidolia. We gotta get past the tricks of lights and shadow. We gotta get past all these things that make people think they saw something they did not actually see. But yeah, Raptor is always getting silenced, and Mogs, you should unsilence him and take away the wrench of LIB, dude. Look, I'm doing you a favor. I really am. You've tried to do me a favor in the past. I get it. And I'm just same thing here. Freedom of expression is important. It's important in your chat. It says something about who you are. Are you someone who's going to take away someone's free expression the moment you have the power to do so, just because they say something you disagree with? Why the hell are you even an American citizen? Move to freaking Cuba or something. You know what I mean? Come on. I don't think Mogs is one of these people. I think Mogs truly thinks of himself as a real American that believes in liberty. I hope he is. And if you are, you should manage your chat accordingly. Yeah, Raptor comes off a little rough sometimes. He's a little abrasive. He doesn't seem to word the way he words things seems to come off really aggressive or or as of an attack. I don't know why he expresses himself that way in a typed word. Maybe if you heard him talking in person, it wouldn't sound the way he types it. I've been trying to get him to understand the way he types things may not be the way he means it, but the way it comes off. Stop and read your comment and think about how are other people going to interpret this when they read it. But don't let a Nazi mod like LIB censor people like that in your chat, man. It's bad news. It doesn't look good on you. You need to run that guy off. He's a liar, and he steals pictures. Donald says, I'm back. Had to go in the cellar and slap the Wi-Fi around. Lockbeard, that link is for John Bell's commercial. There's a link above for John Bell's commercial. Must be pretty far. We'll see it. Troy says, call in and ask the beard some questions, battle it out, and interview your callers. Entertainment. Oh, me? I don't do call-ins. Maybe one day I will, but I just prefer to do this, and that's a whole different type of thing. Because I've talked about it before, maybe doing a different live stream that deals in guests, but I'm not looking to do a debate, because usually in a debate you're just two people that aren't going to change your mind, beating your heads against the wall. It ain't going to go nowhere. It's not going to accomplish anything. And they end up talking over each other, and it's just a big old mess. Debates turn into a big old mess and whereas you could take a 2-hour debate and replace it with 1 hour of this guy talking and 1 hour of that guy talking, watch those 2 hours and then get a lot more out of it. You know what I mean? You see what what he thinks, who presents actual evidence for their position. Icon 3 says 3 hours is the perfect stream time. 8 days must maybe a bit much. 8 days? What? Well, there's only 7 days in a week, so 3 hours, huh? 3-hour live stream. I get tired going that long. Icon says, also because it's later at night too. Uncle Bones is here. Welcome. He says, Icon. Woohoo. Waving. Welcome, Uncle Bones. Mr. Lee says, haven't seen Brandy either. I will email her. Yeah, she's kind of wandered off to other lands, I guess. Donald says, Raptor, I told you the wrong channel that I got in that tiff in comments with. It was Chris's show, and now I forgot it again. Is Raptor here? I don't see Raptor. Icon says, Mr. Lee, she just said hello in my latest vid. She's good. Uncle Bones, it's all right, man. You're on Bones time. It's a relief. Danny says, I think maybe Mr. Pat got his feelings hurt. Yeah. Well, I would like to see Squatch Talk come back. You know, I get it. Some people find they butt heads a little bit with Pat. You know, a little bit of a personality conflict goes on sometimes with some people. But I'd like to see Squatch Talk come back, and you know, because there's always personalities aren't always going to jive very well. I think that's a lot of what's going on. You know, it's just personalities are clashing, and you know, with the internet, it seems is a lot more that can happen, right? Because you're not all in the same town. You know, with people that were raised around you, you're really interacting with people worldwide who have a vastly different cultural um, backgrounds and sometimes people, the way they communicate sounds aggressive to people in another place or passive or it sounds like something that it isn't to the other side, but it's just the way that they are, the way they express themselves. And so to some degree, kind of got to be mindful of that when you're on the internet, that sometimes people, their way of expressing themselves may sound one way to you, but it's not really what they're doing. They're not really attacking you sometimes. Sometimes they really just the way they are. Um, they talk, they express themselves differently. So I don't know to what degree any of this is, but all I know is I think the Squatch Talk should come back. And when I said, I'll say a little bit more about this. Want to set up a paranormal oriented channel where other live streams are live streaming to this channel to pull our resources together into one place. And so I would like to convince Pat to live stream. You know, if we can get him to doing Squatch Talk again, convince him to live stream. You know, it's still live streamed to his channel, but also live stream to this collective channel. And that way, so people that find that channel, so if people say people that find, you know, maybe there's another, let's say we got channel X over here and they're live streaming to this collective channel that I'm going to set up. Well, I've started to set it up already. And they got some viewers, and those viewers get exposed to the collective channel, and then they see, well, look, we got this other, what's this Squatch Talk over here, and then they start watching Squatch Talk and Lockbeard and so on and so forth, and then so it helps everybody get viewers exposed to their live stream that they wouldn't have gotten exposed to before. And definitely want to keep it as one that tries to keep things in the logical realm of things. This doesn't really seem to exist out here in YouTube land. So I'm setting that up. And so unfortunately, and I would need some amount of budget though, because the reality is a lot of these people are in the same boat as I am. They don't have enough money to just throw it at YouTube. And they got this, powered by StreamYard icon up here. The reason why they got that is because they can't afford the upgrade. And they would need to upgrade to participate in this collective. So anyway, But also, I mean, so basically, if I had the budget, I would probably just offer to pay for that upgrade for the people who can't, maybe. But the channel needs to be generating revenue for me to do that, and it's going to take some work getting there. It's going to take some time getting there. Could use some people volunteering to kind of help a little bit with basically information and stuff, to help build this up and make it to where we prevent shows from falling off and disappearing that would otherwise or already have, because we've seen it. This TV guide, I mean, it's proof right there. I try to keep an eye out for new shows popping up. I've put on some new shows in this latest update, but we still went down by about 30 shows, 30 live stream shows. And it's really more. I think it's more like 40. If you look at the ones, like I pointed out, some of them, that they're not really weekly live streams anymore. They're still on there, but they really should be pulled off because they're not weekly live streams anymore. And they're diminishing because of the various issues and issues. I think if we work together as a collective, we can solve those issues. And with some of the supporters who want to put in a little time, volunteer time, helping with some things, we can make it happen. So Donald says, "Sorry, Lockbeard. I'll try and be a better person towards Pat." Have you been bad to Pat? You haven't been bad to Pat, have you? Uncle Bone says, Danny, yes, butthurt. Did he get butthurt about some stuff? Maybe. I mean, hey, people get butthurt. you know. But whatever. I mean, because I don't, I don't recall exactly everything that happens out there, but and has happened with Squash Talk. If that's what's happened, I mean, hopefully, whatever it is, he gets over it, and because he still live streams sometimes, so evidently he's not completely like bailed out on the whole Bigfoot subject. He's leaning hard into the drones still. I saw him talking about it on a live stream. I forget where that was. It was a questionable channel he was on. It was a woo zone, as I recall, but kind of a woo zone. But I think there's potential there to make it a show that's more sustainable as its own, where he isn't just doing an occasional live stream and then sometimes a guest on someone else's live stream, but a real solid regular live stream show that hangs around for years. The potential's there, it really is. And everybody out here is learning. I'm learning stuff. I'm trying to figure stuff out, and everybody's got to figure stuff out and how to make it work if they want to keep doing this stuff. And if we could get a big enough group of people working together, keep on the logical side of things, the critical thinkers, the objective scientific reasoning, maybe as we just everybody gets together and just the humming, the machine starts to hum, we actually get to some real discoveries at some point. Because I'm sick of this nonsense year after year, decades now of this stuff where we really haven't accomplished squat. I mean, people come up with ridiculous theories every so often, and then these other people over here act like, oh, look, that's a new thing they discovered. No, they haven't discovered shit. somebody just came up with a ridiculous, um, uh, not even a hypothesis. I wouldn't even call it a hypothesis. I would certainly not a theory. I wouldn't even call it a hypothesis, or it's not even an educated guess. It's just a dumb idea. Quantum Bigfoot, autistic Bigfoot. You know, all this stupid stuff that they hollow hairs. Remember I did the live stream. I called it psychedelic Bigfoot because they were talking about the seeing different light spectrum. Well, maybe, but y'all just spitballing ideas there. Then it's not. There's nothing to back up that whole idea. I mean, they thought they had something, but they not really. Not really. They didn't have anything. Mr. Lee says Cowboy hasn't put a video out for a while. I miss those a lot. Yeah. I've been trying to work Cowboy, the idea, Squatching Cowboy, into my thoughts on this channel, the new channel I'm going to start. Well, I've already started it, but it's not, it's not prepared yet. It will be eventually, but Cowboy, I mean, he said he says it. No bullshit search for Bigfoot, right? He should be involved. And so trying to figure out a way to work him in to the whole thing, even if he isn't on a regular live stream, like maybe he doesn't want to do a regular live stream, but at least have him involved, showing up on some live streams here and there, at least. Donald says Cowboy's been around. He's been around, yeah. Mr. Lee says Sean, something to squatch about. Yes, I missed that show. Yeah, I would certainly like. I mean, they're still live streaming some. Brent said that they might throw a live stream out every couple of weeks, but I would like to invite them to live stream it also to the collective channel. Still live streaming on his channel, but also live stream it to the collective channel to benefit the collective. And then maybe we, our group of volunteers, help them find guests to talk to on their live streams. Because that's part of the problem with some of these live streams is they're oriented towards guests and they need help finding good guests. So if you run across someone out there that's never told their story and they've had an encounter and it's, nothing too, they're not talking about, the angels came down and all kinds of crazy shit. They're Nephilim, alien Bigfoot or portals, mind speak. If they have a pretty reasonable Bigfoot encounter and it's someone, that tells a pretty reasonable encounter and they seem like they're legit, maybe get them to try and agree to come on to something to Sasquatch about and talk about it. Maybe there's someone they don't really know what they saw. They can say, look, I can describe what I saw. It was freaking weird. I don't know really what it is. I'm looking for answers. There's a ton of people out there like that. They don't know what to think and they're scared. And maybe talking to other people about it will help them not be so scared. Because this scares people out of the woods. Where they're kind of scared to go to the woods anymore when they see something like, I don't know what the hell that is. But so it'd be benefit to them to talk to people about it who understand, are not going to make fun of you about it, so on and so forth. Mr. Lee says, Donald, yes, we keep in touch by email mostly. Donald says, Mr. Lee, the Mr. Lee show with sidekick Donald and Idiot Circus Boy. Who is Idiot Circus Boy? Oh, the Idiot Circus Boy. Icon says, this whole YouTuber thing can be kind of annoying. Yeah. Donald says Sean's last name is Peyton. Oh, is it? Peyton. Sean is on Facebook Messenger. We should invite him to our little LOCKBEARD chat. Mr. Lee says, I watched The Elephant Man the other night, Donald. There is a cure now. You need it? Danny says, rest in peace, Joe Snyder. Indeed. A bunch of people have done tribute shows. Danny, something to Sasquatch about the other night, and others. So go catch the replays on those. As I'm sure I've said before, I don't know. When it comes to death, I don't really know what to do about, you know what I mean? I don't react the same way other people do. It seems like I mean, I'll still go to the funeral and stuff like that, but I don't know how appropriate it is to say what my thoughts on all that are right now. You know, I see a lot of stuff that's to me it's strange, the whole production of what's going on there. We can analyze that at a later time. Maybe I'm nuts, but I don't really do all that. So I don't know. Sorry to see Joe go, though. Mr. Lee says, Donald, they put you in an air pressured suit for hours. You look like a giant sausage. The hell? Hyperbaric chamber. Yeah, it sounds like it. Mr. Lee says, we must get Lockbeard's new computer. Give him some money's peeps. Well, that'd be helpful. But I mean, I need to have a climate controlled studio, right? Because the heat shuts down the computer, so it's going to break it eventually, I'm sure. Plus, the computer just doesn't have the cojones to handle some of this stuff with the video and all that. Trying to edit a video is kind of a thing, and the Wi-Fi is too slow, and there's just different things. Like it, what was it, like a 14-minute video I was uploading to YouTube? Took like 3 hours, 4 hours. I think it was 4.5 hours actually. It takes forever. It's crazy. Give me the truth always, says Mr. Lee. Icon says, Mr. Lee, you got $10 spot I could bum to send Achaeos. Donald says, he was getting bent the night I said Champ was fooey in the chat the night LIB was talking about looking for Champ on Champlain. Talking about Mogs or LIB was getting bent about it. Yeah. Yeah, I don't see enough evidence that there's actually a freaking dinosaur living in Champlain or Loch Ness or anywhere else. Troy says, this have a segment of the show for the haters, doubters, and simps. Organized, then do you. Have a segment of the show for haters, doubters, and simps. Maybe. Raptor's here. There he is. Hello, everyone. I hope you guys are having a great weekend. We were talking about you earlier, Raptor. Is LIB misabusing you over in Moog's chat? Skint. I'm skint, that's for sure. His ears were burning up. Yeah, they were. Thought you were here earlier. I don't think he was. Icon says, Mr. Lee, all good, brother. I walked the popper's wheel too. Raptor says, hello, everyone. I just now came on, got off work. Troy says, I love the asshole that is Lockbeard. Thank you. Raptor says, so what are you guys talking about, and why are you saying my ears are burning? I just got on because we were talking about you earlier. Mr. Lee says, Raptor, we were wondering where you are. What the hell? The icon says, I just want some chocolate, really. Maybe some pooner. Oh my gosh. Or some pooner drizzled in chocolate. What the hell? What's happening right now? Troy says, listen, those vegetables will kill you, folks. They will. They'll make you sick. They'll make you sicker than what you should be. Icon says, Troy, it was from the attack of the killer tomatoes. Was that a line? I never watched that. Raptor says, all I can say is I love you all, and I'm glad you guys are okay. Good to see you all. Cool, Raptor. Drinking tonight? Donald says, I think he did take his wrench because I can't see him. Mods are visible even when you block them. Well, that's a good move, I have to say. Danny says, some of us have, you're hitting the wrong letters, I think. Some of us have the natural ability to piss people off, I think is what you mean. Yep. Icon says, good seeing you too, Raptor. Raptor says, I talk to text. I can't help that I try to change it. It won't change. Yeah, talk to text sucks. Donald says, sorry, nope, not commercial. The show for Vault tonight. How the hell did I say commercial? I hate autocorrect. Yeah. Raptor says, all I can say is good to see you all. I'm glad you guys are good. Thank you, Raptor. Donald says, the Harbinger show. There's the link. I guess that's where the mighty Dogman killer is going to be. Troy says, when I say interview your callers, I mean when your fans call in. I have fans? What? Mr. Lee says, I am the way I am English. With a big showing his guns. Donald says, Pat wants top-notch guests. That's his shtick. Raptor says, is Lockbeard talking about Pat is not going to do a show anymore? Well, he hasn't been. He hasn't been doing a regular live stream for a long time. And how I would like to see it happen again as a regular live stream again. Because we don't got enough people keeping things real in this whole thing. There's too many people talking absolute nonsense, crazy stuff, and not enough people keeping things logical. Yeah, doing a regular show. Mr. Lee says, there are 7 likes. Hit it, knuckleheads. Thank you, Mr. Lee. Danny said, there's Danny's link. Channel every Tuesday and Saturday night. Were you here? Did you duck out earlier? Because I showed them your entry on the TV guide again. Damn thing's so spastic, though. You guys can find the link to this TV guide in the description of the last couple of live streams. The old links in the old live streams are wrong. You need a new one. Well, I think they're wrong. The new one, the ones in the description of this video should be correct. It'll link you to this, and it'll ask you for just give any old name. And you can view this anytime, and it's updated in real time. And so if you're looking like, well, let's look at, whoops. Saturday. This thing's so dang spastic, though. So there I am, 6 to 8. I'm in the pink at the top there. Paranormal Portal is supposed to be on at 9 tonight. Off the Trails with Jessica Jones, who, you know, that's the tasty teenage boy lady. She's on the Spaced Out radio channel if you want to see that kind of stuff. Talking Weird is on the Untold. That's Untold is High Check's radio network. So just full disclosure there. Talking Weird's on there at 10 though. I don't know if there's any other ones up here. Saturday's kind of a lean day for live streams, so it's a lean day. It's part of the reason why I chose Saturday, because there wasn't hardly anyone live streaming. And when I started doing this at 8 p.m., Central Florida Bigfoot, Matt from Central Florida Bigfoot, had a live stream every Saturday at 8 p.m. He no longer does that. So yeah. And that was another one that kept things pretty logical. Did not get kind of off in the deep end of crazy town. No woo train. But as you can see, the weekdays are a little more populated with shows. I wish this thing ain't moving very smoothly, but all right. So tomorrow, Sunday, Jesus, this thing is jacked up. Let me make sure you all can see everything fine over here. Tomorrow, Sunday, 7 to 8 p.m., Night Dreams Talk Radio. That would be during the last half of Nikki's show for those of you guys that watch Nikki. See Paranormal Soup there, 10 p.m. Forbidden Frontier, that's a new one that's added on there. In the green there at the top, that's on the Nerdrotic channel. I think Uncle Bones is probably familiar with the Nerdrotic channel. It's Nerdrotic Live channel. It's not his other channel. He has more than one channel. And this channel, he says he's going to dedicate it to Forbidden Frontier. So he's actually going to change the name of it to Forbidden Frontier Channel, I think, in the future, and dedicate the channel to Forbidden Frontier, where they talk about strange stuff, you know, ancient civilizations, aliens, whatever. Of course, there's Sasquatch Secrets from 6 to 8 tomorrow. There's Jessica Jones off the trails again on Sunday. It's on Saturday and Sunday at 9. After Hours with Marquis, also on the Spaced Out radio channel. Squatch TV 8 to 10. And it kind of throws you off, 12 a.m. That's in the wee hours of the morning on Sunday, or at the very end of Saturday, 13 o'clock live with Daily Dan. And then on the Paranormal channel, Sunday Night Dead on 8 to 10. So if you don't want to watch Coles, maybe you want to watch that stuff. It might not be your cup of tea. A lot of you people in the Bigfoot realm of things, but it's an option. Troubled Minds is on at 9. Again, on Highcheck's channel, the Untold Radio Network, the Bigfoot Influencers with Tim and Dana is on 5:30 to 6:30. So if you don't want to watch Forbidden Frontier, which starts at the same time, and you don't really care about getting a Nikki show on time, maybe jam that one in and then start Nikki's show at the beginning, watching it at 2x speed, 30 minutes out. You'll catch it. You'll catch up to the live at 7 p.m. if you did that. So Sunday's actually got a decent number of shows on too, but Saturday's lean. Saturday is lean. Let me see here. Angel says, Danny, I am asleep long before you start. Yeah, that's a problem. Most of us are done by that time. We're passed out. Raptor says, Donald, he said a while back he's been working a lot, and so I don't know either. But it would be good if you did do it. Donald says, I have been bad to Pat. His 30-minute tree knock session is phooey. I say it was Ernie messing with drunk Pat. Could have been. I don't know. I don't buy into the wood knock stuff yet. I mean, I'd have to see some real evidence. Shit knocks in the woods all the time. Raptor says he did it regularly. Donald says you would have to work hard to keep channels interesting, working the logical side. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Autistic Bigfoot. Yeah, that was, what's his nuts? Porcupine Man. Porky Squatch. Donald says, Mr. Lee, the porcupine discoverer, says they're autistic savants. This is the thing. I mean, every so often they'll come up with some goofy idea, hypothesis to generate interest. People like be, oh yeah, that could be right. Yeah, Bigfoots are autistics. That's a cool idea. And then they're watching you for a while, and it generates views, And it's really just a scam. There's no reason to believe Bigfoots are autistic. That's a goofy idea. He does. Donald says, Mr. Lee, remember Bigfoot sounding like Neil Peart? Neil Pearl, you mean? On the drums in Knowles Woods, it was a woodpecker. Yeah, it's usually probably just a woodpecker. Micah says, what's so big about portals? I materialize into the scene in my videos on occasion. I ain't no thing. Well, that's a little different deal. That's just a little technology, man. Rapper says, a question for Lockbeard. If I'm on your channel and you block me, I come back a week later and say hello. Can you still see what I say? I don't think so. If they permanently blocked you, I wouldn't think that they could see you. They shouldn't be able to, because if they really blocked you. If they timed you out, then yeah, you can come back whenever the timeout's done, which is usually minutes, Troy says, damn, you get some views on Rumble. Some. Rumble's nowhere near as Bigfoot as Bigfoot. Rumble's nowhere near as big as YouTube yet. So and I've gotten so tired of waiting for Rumble to improve things, and I just think they're I think they're doing this on purpose, where they're not actually going to try and be better than YouTube. YouTube's paid them off or something. I don't know. Something's up. Something don't add up. Troy says, I will not do Spaced Out Radio. I don't blame you. That's you want to get hit by a woo train, go to Spaced Out Radio. Your Wi-Fi is teeing you off. Does he, Troy? Does who? I don't know what my views are over there. I haven't really been paying attention. Donald says, have to go chat on Rumble. Well, we're not on Rumble. We're not live on Rumble. I can't live stream to YouTube and Rumble with the basic version of StreamYard. So the recording of the live stream is supposed to show up on Rumble when it syncs up, but I can't live stream the both at the same time. I can only live stream the one. Danny says no Bigfoots are orb farting teleporting aliens. LOL. Donald says, yeah, I'd watch Danny, but them hours. Yeah, it's late, man. Danny's a night owl, man. Like right now, I'm like, it's 8 o'clock. I'm getting weary. Danny says I have to go on late. It's the only time 100 other people aren't on. Yeah, but I mean, who are you avoiding? Like, because your live stream, you know, it's a little different than some of these other ones that maybe you're trying to avoid, and maybe you'd be just fine. Like, if you're worried about competing with Spaced Out Radio, I don't think that for the most part, people that watch Spaced Out Radio are necessarily going to. They're looking for a different type of content. It's very different type of content. So people that are watching you aren't necessarily going to be watching Spaced Out Radio. People that are watching Spaced Out Radio probably aren't going to be watching you, mostly, because it's very different content. Even though you talk about some of the same subjects on occasion, but it's very different. That show operates very differently, and so I think you'd be fine competing directly, but then like doing earlier in the night. You don't necessarily need to be in the middle of the night, but unless you just like being up in the middle of the night, there's other people that are up in the middle of the night. So if that works for you. Mr. Lee says it's 2 a.m. Yeah, it's 8 o'clock here. 6 hours behind Mr. Lee. It's way past Mr. Lee's bedtime. It's about my bedtime. Danny says I'm old. I take naps. I never sleep. I sleep 3 hours from 4 to 7. Yeah, you don't need to sleep 8 hours. That is a myth. I generally do 5 hours, but I have to sleep in the night, right? I can't like whenever I've had to do night shift, that was a killer. Doing night shifts. I got in the middle of the night, I got to sleep in there. I guess that's when humans are supposed to sleep. Mr. Lee says, Dan, that is a full-on sleep. A nap is 20 minutes. No, I don't think Danny was saying he naps 3 hours. I think he sleeps 3 hours at night and he takes naps sometimes during the day or something like that. I'm trying to remember. I think it's Benjamin Franklin that supposedly didn't ever actually sleep a long period like most people does. It supposedly like took naps every so often, and that's it. Which, if your nap consists of 90 minutes, right, an hour and a half, that's a sleep cycle. The key to sleep is don't wake up in the middle of a sleep cycle. If you're going to sleep 90 minutes or any multiple 90 minutes. So you've gone through, one complete sleep cycle or two complete sleep cycles or three complete sleep cycles. So for me, it's 4.5 hours. That's three complete sleep cycles. If you wake up in the middle of a cycle, that'll mess you up. You don't want to. That's bad. It makes it. You won't be right that day. So as long as you sleep, yeah. Margaret Thatcher slept 3 hours a night. Yeah, Mr. Lee, and she's sleeping two. She slept two sleep cycles, two 90-minute sleep cycles. And as long as you do that every night, don't sleep in on Saturday and mess up your rhythm. Sleep 3 hours every night at the same time. It isn't critical, but it's a really good idea to do it if you do it at the same time. Oh, so if you go to sleep at 3 a.m., Mr. Lee, always wake up at 6 a.m., and you do that for a couple of weeks, your body gets adjusted to doing that, and then you'll be smooth sailing from then on out. You'll wake up without an alarm. So, well, you could. Some people maybe won't, but you got. It's like a muscle. You got to work it, and you get used to it, and then it just kind of happens. Donald says, "I'm usually up when the rooster crows." Yeah, these roosters out here sometimes crow way before dawn. But I'm awake, right? Anyway, so no big deal. There's a lot of sounds out here. I've been meaning to try. I need to somehow get this video. Hold on a second. I don't know if I'm going to be able to pull it up or not. I'm not going to be able to get it on the computer. I mean, I might be able. I have to. It's something I've been needing to work on, and I can't. Shoot. I don't know what it is about phones. Why they never work. They never do what I want to do. All right, I'm not going to be able to get the pop up. I'm gonna have to figure this out later. These stupid phones, they're stupid. Anyway, right that way. I didn't see it. Someone else on the property saw an unexplainable light moving through the sky, and it didn't move really fast, and then it put out in front of it, kind of like a wake in ahead of it. And the way that it was described to me, is that it sounds like there was a field around the object, and whatever it was, or if it can be called an object, or if it's something not physical at all, I don't know. But we have planes and helicopters and all kinds of crap flying over here all the time. Normal stuff. That wasn't normal. I saw something over here that it flew across over here one day, and it disappeared on me. I don't know how to describe it. It's almost like there was two, like gray or kind of a new. I don't know. I don't even know if gray is the right color for it. It was during the day. This one was during the day, where it was like two kind of like balls stuck together, kind of shape, I guess, or maybe it was kind of a pill shape. It was too far away, you know, but I don't know what the hell that was. No sound, no lights. It was during the day, and it just kind of went across this way. We're used to seeing all manner of aircraft come across here, and military choppers and everything come across here. But so there's a little bit of UFO action going on out here, I guess, but can't say what it is though. I'll try and get that video, but if I get it onto the computer, then I can do something with it. But on the phone, I can't really. I don't know what it is with me and phones. I can't make them operate right half the time. Things are spastic too. Like I said, it's getting close to nap time. I'll go to bed after that. Initially, Margaret Thatcher, yeah. Maggie was a cunt. Somebody's icon says she was a cunt. Mr. Lisa's icon, no, the biggest, I agree. Donald says Madge was something. Icon says, I still recall Iron Maiden getting in trouble for showing her dead likeness on an album cover. Come on. Danny's putting up a link to his channel. Oh, is this again? Putting his link up again? Mr. Lee says, Icon, I grew up in Thatcher era, plenty, poverty, and riots. Icon says, Mr. Lee, there's something you could turn into a vid, your experience or viewpoint of that. Rapper says that, Mr. Lee, I understand that one grew up in the hood, still rocking Metallica. You grew up in the hood. Mr. Lee says, Icon, that was troublesome times, especially for children. Icon says, and then there were the troubles. Yeah. All right. We're coming up on Halloween. So, yeah, everybody just draw in some subscribers to the channel, I guess. We need to try and grow this thing. And try not to let all these nut jobs out there hold down true logical, critical thinking, inquiry into paranormal things that are out there. Bigfoot, UFOs, aliens, ghosts, so on and so forth. And try to put together a network that's all kind of stays on that kind of track where we try to keep things real and not get too wacky. Because there is a group of people out here they're you see it, you guys, some of you guys are all the time commenting, why is this bullshit? The things are just bullshit out there. People making ridiculous claims. And and there's a huge pile of it to dig through. Donald says, "Can you make a video out of it?" I mean, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try plugging the phone into the computer and see because I can do that. Like, I don't know, my phone, man. because it was sent from through text. The video was sent to me through text, so I think I can get it transferred to the computer, because I have to plug the phone directly into the computer to transfer when I take video out here in the woods. You know, usually it's at night when I'm out there and I shoot video, but I can't shoot for very long because the phone can't record very much. There's like very little. It can't record very much before I have to come and plug it into the computer, copy it to the computer, and delete it off the phone to make room. So the phone's I don't know. It gets some stuff done, but but yeah. I'll try and find a way to get that. You can't see much on it because they saw what with their eyes. The video didn't really capture the full reality of what they saw. Like the video, that's a problem with shooting video of something and compared to actually seeing it with your own eyes. It's not the same. So Danny says, watch this one, Beard. It's a short. Okay, we're trying to get out here, but we'll see if we can fit this in. Gotta wait a second. It's going to take a little bit of time to get it going. Technical difficulty. When you guys see this, because I can see it through screen. It says it's on the screen, but it's not on the screen for me. Just see it now. Yeah, I'm sure the old boy and the Christopher Pike is someone in a wheelchair in real life. Donald probably. Everyone I talk to is already here, says Icon. Exactly, except for Ruthless. Yeah, Ruthless don't come around very much. I don't think he's 100% in the Bigfoot crowd. Raptor says, I did a Google search the other day for a new Bigfoot information. There was nothing on there. I wonder how much of these channels are making up bullcrap. Well, that's the thing, right? You know, how much is it? It's just people making shit up. Donald says, thank you, Lockbeard. Got to go listen to the goof. All right, man. We're checking out here in a second anyway. I don't know why you want to listen to the goof, though. Icon says, what in the hell? See you, Knucklehead. Audio is kind of muffled. Well, the audio is not good on that video anyway, I think. Icon says, are those Star Trek midgets, and what with the Dalek? Yeah, that's not Dalek. That's if you remember Christopher Pike in the original series, he was disabled and he was in a device like that and it was stupid because he could only answer yes and no. Like it was a green light and a red light or whatever. So yeah, it's not Dalek, man. You're getting your Who messed up with your Star Trek. Getting your Who messed up with your Star Trek. All right. Well, we're way over 2 hours. Danny says, I love the woo. I'm high. I need to laugh. We all need the clowns to make us smile. LOL. All right, everyone. Thanks for coming. Hopefully we can grow this thing in the future. It's certainly looking like we're losing more live streams than we're gaining in the paranormal realm for some reason in general, but also in the logical end of things, and we need more logic up in here. So, and I need answers. I mean, I want answers. I've said the reasons before. Icon says, oh yeah, I wonder why his ass was in a wheelchair in the future. Yeah, because he got messed up, man. Got messed up. All right. Thank y'all for coming, and I'll see you next Saturday.